right, well, you know it's 6:30 when the Sarnia Sting are out on the ice. The music's loud, and there's just a whole lot of action beginning around here. It's going to be close to 4,000 here tonight.
I can see that.
It was 3,800 a couple hours ago, and I usually get here around 4 o'clock, and I got the 411. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing great. How are you, man?
I'm good. Well, this is bittersweet here today,
That's
right?
the exact word I was going to use.
I went upstairs and talked to Lee Cunningham earlier, and I've known Lee for a long, long time.
Saw Mr. Lee last night.
What's that?
Saw Mr. Lee last night.
Oh, did you? Brownstones or
Two Amigos.
Two Amigos? Yeah, okay. And I said, boy, Lee, bittersweet, right? He goes, yeah, you know. He pointed something out that I tend to forget is, like you and I, we do 35 games at home. He does 68 games, him and Pat. They go on the road.
Every single one.
So that's a lot. And Lee's, he's not getting any younger.
Oh, I hope he doesn't hear that.
So
he looks like it.
I already told him.
I'll
he
butter
looks
him up.
so much younger. So I was up there, and then Pat was there, and I said, hey, guys, let's get a picture for the No. He hates getting his picture taken, which I knew. I was kind of like figuring he was going to say that.
Didn't have his makeup on.
I was giving him the stab going already, but yeah.
Camera shy.
It is bittersweet, though, because I'm going to miss guys like that. I've learned a lot from guys like Patrick and Lee and Terry and Barry. Terry's not here. He already skipped town. He's away somewhere warm right now. Maybe he's watching us. Hello, Terry, if you're out there. And yeah, well, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Friday.
Feels like a lifetime has happened in between then.
Well, I gotta tell you, like, I know we jest about me not liking the fights. I could live without the fights. I get it in there once in a while. But Friday was really over the top, and I'm not sure that that's the way to go.
You know what? If we were going to go down the way we did, and it was a loss, but I don't mind it. I don't think anything too silly happened. There wasn't any intent to injure. Guys are frustrated. The coach is frustrated. You might have seen his quotes talking about Josh Glavin and how unimpressed he was with them, and how classless an organization it was. Is
that what it was? I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, he said it was a classless organization, and that's what they do. And
wow.
So I don't think he would assume that either. I'm pretty sure that the way they responded, it was violent, and it makes for good TV. But you got to make a stand, and you can. I know you don't really watch the NHL, but you can relate it to the Toronto Maple Leafs right now at the bottom of the standings, and a player just took out their captain, their best player, and then everyone stood around and watched and didn't do anything. And then now that all you hear is the criticism around the Leafs and how they don't have a pulse, and they won't fight for their captain, or they won't, show that they care at least a little bit. And I think we saw a lot of that on Sunday. So you know what? It is what it is. But I was in.
Oh, I could hear you the whole time going, yeah!
I was very entertained, so I'm not too mad about it.
It's funny you say that about Matthew Turcotte. You're the fourth person I've talked to who said, well, did you see the quote? And I'm like, no, I have to read that yet.
Yeah.
But they all said the same. You got it there?
I can probably pull it up for you. It's on the
Sarnia Sting site?
Sting Updates.
Oh, Sting Updates, okay.
He said, it's always the same with this classless organization. They go over, after our 16-year-olds, every game, at a certain point, the refs can't do anything about it. We'll have to respond. And he also said, then they call a timeout when they're up by a 3-on-5. Turcotte said, it just kind of shows how much class they have overall behind that bench. They basically score on the power play, go after our 16-year-olds. They've got 4 players who are literally the only players on that team that do something. As long as I'm here, it should be some fun games against them. Every game they come out after our 16-year-olds. We do have a few, but funny though, they went after Layman's and they went after Jaworski, but they didn't go after Caden LeCoin, probably because Caden is the biggest of the 3 of them. They'll probably do that the last game of the year, since that's all they do.
Wow.
Strong words.
Well, he kind of alluded to this behavior against Ottawa, right?
Yep.
When that happened, and going after Layman's, excuse me again, and then that coach having words with our coach. So it would seem, and I've had some conversations over there too, and it would seem that this is a coach that's not putting up with it.
He's not messing around. He's made that very clear through his words, through his actions. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's important. I think we talked about kids being a little bit spoiled sometimes. You come to the NHL or you come from college and you think, you're the bee's knees, and then all of a sudden you have a coach that you can maybe get away with some things or not backcheck or not stick up for your teammates, and then just made it very apparent that Matthew Turcotte will not be accepting that. So I'm looking forward to see what his full plan is for next season.
Well, and I'm not sure that we're going to even have to wait till next season, because the final game of this season is against Saginaw.
Saturday night. It's all right for fighting.
Are you I know you're going to be somewhere watching this, right?
I was thinking about going down if you're open for the
really?
night. I thought about it.
How long of a
An
drive
hour
is
and
that?
15 minutes. Not too bad.
You know what? Maybe. I don't know that hockey's over. What do I got to do?
Yeah, right?
I have no life.
Oh, yeah, right. Your events, summer events will be popping up.
I will be getting busier with different things. There's a few I'm not doing this year just because I'm going to ride my motorcycle.
Spread yourself a little thin?
I'm going to ride my motorcycle.
Oh.
That's the way it is, right?
Can I sit on the back? That's Jennifer's
sure.
spot. All
yeah,
right,
no,
okay.
you can. It's not me that looks bad.
I'll wear a helmet with covered my face.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I just might take you up on that. We'll see.
Sure.
My calendar says I'm open, but I have to check my other calendar. Jennifer, it's my other calendar.
And
but I think she's out of town with Bestie Blends. Okay, hockey. Yeah, what are you coming in here tonight? You've got both of the last place teams playing each other. There's two ways this could go. This could be an exhibition game, or this could be something similar to
Sunday.
Yeah.
It's certainly not out of the realm of possibilities. Two teams that are obviously frustrated. I think ERIE is 0-7-1-2 in their last 10 games, so they know how we feel. Guys are on the ice; they're frustrated, and I can see it boiling over. But it's your last home game of the season. I think there's going to be a lot of fans here, like you said. You want to play to impress. You don't want to don't throw it all away in the first period.
Yeah.
But maybe save it for the end.
Something to keep in mind, though, Connor. The scouts are in the house. I see Florida here and a few others. Maybe because maybe they're looking at ERIE, likely. But maybe on the Sting too. Like, you never know why a scout is here. They've got their eye on everybody. It's just, where do you rank on that list? So if I was one of these players on either team, I think I'd be saying, hey, here's an opportunity to audition for somebody.
Yeah, this is your last shot to do it in this barn anyway. You've only got one more game.
Yeah.
But, this is it. You want to make your name in the draft. You're probably looking at ERIE, but there's no denying the talent that's on this team. Like I had mentioned earlier, that Diorio and Edwards were projected to be first-round picks. It doesn't look maybe like they're going to sneak into the first round, but I'm sure they will go in the second round, and you'll see that this summer. So they're looking to prove everything. I don't know if Diorio is back out there. You'll have to fact-check me on that. But
he is not playing tonight. He's off again, and I'm not sure why. There was an injury. I mean, there was a false narrative put out into a media chat that said he was out for the rest of the season. That was false. It was to be day-to-day. And Dylan Sika straightened that out, but he's not in tonight apparently. So not sure what's happening there, but it is an honest injury is what we were told. Exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't this, because, the rumor started was maybe he's resting for U18, which really wouldn't look so good to the scouts and everybody. Not a good idea, so I don't think that's intentional. We'll be able to tell, I guess, come the next couple of games.
Yeah. Well, if it's not the end of the season, it'll be one last game on Saturday night. So, yeah, best wishes for him. It's kind of a bummer that stuff gets around. He's the captain of this team for a reason. I think his heart's in it. And it's unfortunate the injuries that he's had to battle in his sophomore season. He's missed a lot of games because of it.
Yeah, for sure. The fans are here. We're going to hit about 4,000. I think I said earlier, it was about 3,800. And I've got some friends up in the Hughes Suite tonight coming, and I'll be up there saying hello to them. And I will say, and I haven't even told Connor yet, we got some new things in the work for next season that we're going to be most likely doing that'll and make our broadcasts a little more fun and interesting. On top of the fun that we already have here, for sure.
Tons of fun.
And it's bittersweet. I'm going to miss coming here and being around the people. I'm so glad that we came back on the concourse this year to be able to be around people.
Me too. Very much agree with you.
Speaking of people, there is. Oh, sorry, had a message up. Speaking of people, there's a lot of people around here that make things come together and are all part of the team. And I think that's something we'll do more of next year is talk more. We'll have people interviews and stuff like that. But somebody who's here all the time is Robert Hughes, a former Paralympian who's the statistician. I think I said that right. Statistician? You'll see. Anyway.
Statistician, maybe?
He's the stats guy over there. And I had a chance to talk with him earlier, and I want you to take a look at that right now. And then Connor and I will be back. Stay with us. You often hear us talk about so many people around the arena during a Sarnia Sting game that puts it all together, from obviously the players, but there's the staff, the ushers, and there's the stats. We got to have the stats. And this gentleman right here, whom I've gotten to know very well over the last several years, is a part of that. Robert Hughes, thanks for being here, buddy.
No problem, Dave. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. What's your title exactly?
So I'm the statistician officially for the Sarnia Sting.
Yeah. When did you start doing that?
So I started with the Sting in 2007, so I've been here 19 years now.
Wow.
And I started the statistician role in 2016 when online scoring became part of the role for the OHL.
Yeah, that's a long time. They must like you.
Yeah, I guess I'm doing a good job, right?
Yeah, right. But you really I know you got your own, like your spot over there by the cameras where the Cogeco setup is there. You've really got, honestly, for lack of being upstairs, like you've really got kind of the best view, which is important to what you do.
Yeah, it is, because I have to see the whole ice. So I track the face-offs, and I also input the penalties online, and the people upstairs, they do the shots and the goals because they're next to the official scorer.
Okay. Yeah, the penalties. Boy, you've done a lot of that this year.
Yeah, especially last game. That
Right.
was a little bit of a... That's the craziest game I've ever seen in 19 years.
Yeah, you were busy keeping track. I know the guys upstairs are busy too, and I was beside the play-by-play guy. Everybody was busy writing things down. But what have you, I mean, obviously you're that close to the game. Do you miss the game? Like in the sense of you're watching, but you're like, what are you paying attention to?
Yeah, so you're paying attention to everything on the ice, right? So a lot of the times when a goal goes in, I won't see it because I'm looking at something else that needs to be tracked. So I'll see the goal on a replay.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to try to keep up sometimes too, like after the fact.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy, and when it gets crazy like that, like the last game we had, you'll be writing the stuff down on a pad and paper, and then you go back and put it in afterwards, right? So,
yeah, because you got a laptop computer there.
Yeah.
What's that all linked into?
Yeah, so that's linked into League Stat, which is the online scoring system. So everything we input is live. So as soon as you see a shot or a goal, that gets put in and it's live. So anybody watching online on the website can see it live.
Right, and when I get my notifications and stuff for goals and everything, I know it's all kind of linked together, right? There's a lot of stinking going on around here.
Yeah, there is,
right?
for sure.
What, I mean, doing that's obviously an important job, but you're around the Sting. You get to know some of the players, maybe and coaches, etc. What's this experience of 19 years been like for you?
For me, it's a great honor. Being a person with a disability, it's really difficult to be accepted in life.
Sure.
In general.
Yeah, there's limitations.
Right? So there's limitations everywhere. So for them to give me a chance 19 years ago and for me to still be here, like, that's amazing.
Yeah. Who was it that first brought you in here?
Yeah, so the assistant general manager, Mark Glavin, at the time, he was the head of PR in 2007, and he's the one who gave me a co-op position. I did take sports and recreation at Lambton College.
Yeah.
So I got a co-op position in 2007.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, not only that, are you a I can't even say the word.
Statistician.
Statistician. Say
Yeah.
that 5 times fast, right? I know I've had you on my weekly show. I think it was probably a couple of years ago
Yeah.
now. You're a former Paralympian. Talk about that for a moment.
Yeah, so I've represented Canada at the Paralympic Games in Sydney 2000. I qualified for 5 Paralympic Games in a row, but due to quota systems, as they say in the Paralympics,
Okay.
I wasn't selected to any other Paralympics other than my first one. But I did represent Canada for 18 years at major international events. Won a gold medal in 2005 in the discus throw. I was the world champion. So yeah, I had quite a successful career.
So we got a world champion right here on the show here, and right here at the Sarnia Sting. We're taking on ERIE tonight. It's obviously been a rough year for the Sarnia Sting, and I know that the staff and Dylan Sika and coaches and stuff, they're really, it's unacceptable what's happened this year as far as their positioning. But what did you really see out there? Do you see possibilities for next season?
Oh, for sure. When you got like 14, 16, and 17-year-olds playing minutes that they wouldn't normally play in a year, you see leaps and bounds. Like, look at Easton Wallows, our leading goal scorer for the year.
Rookie.
And he's a rookie.
Amazing.
So, huge uptake there. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll be back again next year, rooting on the Sting. And I'll put you on the spot. Do you have a favorite player?
Do I have a favorite player this year or all time?
This year, or all time, whatever.
Oh, so all time, I loved Ryan Wilson.
Oh, wow. Okay, right on. What about just this year then?
This year, I like Deal.
Yeah, right on.
Deal.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks so much for everything you do around here, and I'm glad you spoke up and we did this, together, and because you're a part of it all. And I think next year I should do more of these kind of things and include everybody around the arena. But you're definitely a big part of it. So thanks so much, Robert.
Thanks,
really
Dave.
appreciate that, buddy.
My pleasure.
All right, there you go, Robert Hughes. He's the stats guy. That's what I'm going to call him, and former Paralympian as well, joining us here. And we're going to continue on right now. Keep watching.
A statistician.
Yeah. I still can't say it.
We'll get you. Still learning to spell
I
sports.
failed that grade. But Robert Hughes there, if I know TikTok you couldn't see it, but what's the weird vibrating sound? I have no idea.
I don't know.
You know what? Sometimes the phones get near and it does that thing. I'm going to move my phone away. It's signal. I don't know. Robert Hughes there joining us. Thanks, Robert. And he takes care of the stats. And if you caught any part of that, he was pretty busy on a Sunday keeping track of all the penalties.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's like, because they entered it on a computer, so he's like, something like that, we just grab out a pen and paper and we start writing it down, and then we catch up later and enter it in. No suspensions from that. A lot of 10-minute misconducts. I think what kind of happened there, too, at one point, I think there's a lot that we don't hear, right? And I just kind of learned some things after the fact of what happened there, and it's like, I think the referees at some point were just like, okay, we just got to get these guys off the ice because they're just chirping all the time, and it's just not going to get any better. And removing them from the ice was really crowd control.
Yeah, it's, you wonder how much of that is a part of missing calls throughout the game or being frustrated with the referees, and then it kind of boils over because they didn't handle it early, so they had to handle it at the end of the third. And, that's your best option because you can guarantee if they had gotten out of the penalty box, they probably would have been going right back at each other. So,
Al Coyne, who's the crew leader for the penalty box and all the guys.
I'm sure he heard some colorful language.
Well, I was talking to him, and I've known Al a long time, and he's been around the OHL for 30 years anyway, and he's been a referee, and he's done it all. And I said, boy, Al, did you have to cover your ears the other day? He said, oh, I'm used to it. But he said the box was so full on both sides that he had to stand in a certain spot because there's a spot that can go right through to the other side. And he said, I kind of just stood there for a minute, but I had to be, because he has to go talk to the refs.
Yep.
And when the music's loud, the fans are loud, and you got these guys chirping, it's hard to talk to the referee through that tiny
right
hole. So he's like, I have to kind of keep one foot there and
playing a little bit of bouncer.
Be on guard, right?
Too, eh?
The hockey bouncer.
Yeah. Not in the job description.
The emotions were definitely flying. All right, but coming into tonight, I think one thing we have said about this team though is they haven't taken their foot off the gas pedal. They've stuck through, and the work ethic is still there moving forward from Sunday tonight. I think we're going to see a good hockey game.
I agree. I'm again, the emotions might boil over. It's the end of the season. You're going to be a lot of these players last times at the Hive, as a home team. You'll see some movement in the summer. People want to go out with a bang. I'll bring it back to the Leafs again, and I think, everyone may not like the fighting, but I think it showed that this team cares. They care about the city, they care about this franchise, and they just want to put a winning team together. So I'd like to see a lot of goals tonight, but if there's a fight that happens, that's what happens.
And under his breath, he's saying, "That's what I really want to happen." Let's be honest.
The Sens are on a heater.
I think you might see one or two, but I think overall they're here to play hockey. The big test will be on Saturday when they go down to Saginaw.
Yeah.
But tonight, the focus here coming out. I think, there's also a responsibility to giving the fans something here tonight. The fans of the Sarnia Sting, I know I'm a broken record, but it's so true. They are zealots. They are loyal to the bone. They keep showing up. And tonight, already looking around here, we're easily going to hit 4,000.
Yeah, it's getting warm in here. Getting pretty packed.
Yeah.
Might have to pop
the ice is melting already.
I'm sure. You can feel it. This is it. This is your. I got nothing to do in the summer. I'm a hockey guy, so this is sad for me too. I'm one last hurrah on a Wednesday night. And,
I'm going to continue to
no
go
place I'd rather be.
Live on TikTok for different things. So keep following along here. It won't be hockey, obviously, but I've got some plans for the summer. Maybe on my motorcycle and stuff, I'll be showing that off too. But I want to say thanks to Jake Bury and the Sarnia Sting organization for allowing me to be here for 10 years. And Connor, I know you made a post the other day to say thanks to the Sarnia Sting and myself for giving you this opportunity. And you're welcome. And thank you, because I've learned so much from you as well about hockey and other stuff too. And you kind of keep my lingo up to date, and I try to be the cool guy, But
I'm getting old too.
Sometimes
I might have to
29?
keep up on mine. And 29.
That's why you're my next. They said, "Where's your next gen?" I'm like, "It's Connor. He's 29. There's my next."
I should have just squatted down.
Right, you could have done that. And you had Matt Whitney on here.
Yep.
We gave you the opportunity to talk to Jake Bury as well, and you're doing a fantastic job. You've grown a lot, and so have I. And I'm that guy that says, who can we become? Who can we grow into? And it's been a great season again with you. And of course, special mention Jay Peckham. We had him in here once in a while. And next year we're going to mix things up some more and make it hopefully more entertaining that you'll all keep watching. It's not just hockey. Joe's Discount
There's
Tire.
fights too.
Right? Hughes Intelligence, thanks for their support also. And,
thank you for the kind words.
First, yeah, you're welcome. I'm very sincere, and it's been fun.
It sure has.
Feel like
you're going to need a tissue. You got those under there somewhere?
Feel like we're breaking up. Because he doesn't call or text all summer.
Oh, jeez. I'm going to make a point. I'm going to text you every morning like a girlfriend. Hey, morning, David. How are you?
All right.
All right.
Okay.
7:30. You up by then?
Sometimes that's when I'm going to bed.
Oh, nice.
Sometimes
well,
that's
perfect.
when I'm getting up. Depends on the day.
We're on different schedules.
Depends
then.
how the markets were. That's another story. Yeah, it's been good, and looking forward to coming back into next season. I know when you talked to Jake Bury, he talked about some things for next.
It's unacceptable for what's happened the past 3 seasons. He was not disappointed in the team, but just disappointed in what transpired and how we didn't make it to the playoffs again. And
sure,
he said there's big plans coming. He can't speak much to the hockey side of it. Right? He's the president of operations, but he does a bit of everything, and he knows, and he knows what people are demanding and what they want for next season. You got to have a winning team, and I think he wants to impress the amount of fans that show up. He said how important it is that we show up every night. You're loyal, you take your licks, and you go home and you show up again. So I think he was.
And the fans have deserved it.
Yeah.
I mean, they deserve more.
Yeah, pretty proud of that. And I asked a little bit about import picks because I think we saw none of them this season. It's pretty rare that an OHL team doesn't get to see any of their import picks. And then our import pick from last year wasn't too happy, and I think that's going to be a big focus going forward. And even a bit of change in goaltending, I think, this will be Patrick Quinlan's last game. Maybe not in the OHL. Maybe he will start on Saturday. But it's a lot of changes coming, and I think pretty excited for that.
There's a lot happening, and I know Jake also mentioned like he wishes the fans could see and know about everything happening behind the scenes. Obviously, they can't always reveal all of that, but I've gotten to know this organization very well. I put my trust in them. When they say they're going to do things, they move forward, and if they try things that don't work, they sit back. Like Jake gave the example of, easier to go from 60 to 100 than 0 to 60. And we're at the 60 point right now and trying to take it up to that next level, right? Holly Milhall, I'm going to miss her around here. She's
Big
done
time.
a fantastic job.
A bundle of joy.
She really, and her heart's in it too. When you can find those people that have their heart in being here, it goes a long way.
Yeah, I think it's pretty authentic and transparent.
There's a city staff. She walks by all the time. She's always smiling, and I see her and wave, and I happened to, and I didn't know her name or whatever, and I just happened to be walking around, and we kind of like, all of a sudden I'm like, hi. She's like, hi, and I'm like, I'm David, I'm Michelle. So Michelle, thanks for the smile and the friendliness, and it's just one of those people like, we've never talked to each other, and now we've bumped into each other, and it's just so many pieces of the puzzle that make the experience work.
Yeah, you like you said, we're here for 34 games a season. You walk around, you see all the same ushers. Theo, thanks to Theo.
Oh, he's great.
What a bundle of joy he is. He's
too.
Just positive every game. If you leave after a loss and your head's down, he's got his fist out ready to bump
everybody.
you and keep your spirits up. He's an amazing guy. Thanks, Eric, Valerie, Holly, everyone here does a fantastic job. So really, really important to have them around.
Yeah, for sure. What's this here? TikTok. Okay, we're going to come to TikTok in just a moment. We're going to end things here. There you go. Millette, Diorio, Jordan Bax, and Houston Hurt scratched tonight.
A shorter line of injuries tonight.
There was
We've
quite
seen
a few
lined up a couple times.
Yeah. Mitch Young still back in there, which is great. I think we'll see some more from him tonight as well. And okay, that's enough of the sentiments. We got to save some for first period intermission. And I'm pretty sure that Connor will be back to see us.
You bet your bottom dollar.
Yeah, right on. Okay, that's going to be it. Stay with us, TikTok, Facebook. We'll be back shortly. And we're going to, I can't call this the Jay Peckham. I don't want to label it.
Let's label it.
All right, here's the Jay Peckham. 1, 2, 3.